This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning.
Good
6 o'clock.
morning. That's right. Good morning. How are you this morning?
Good. Foggy out there right now.
It is. It was a really kind of precarious drive-in, just trying to
Yes.
see through all the streets, and there are a lot of fog out there
Yeah.
this morning.
Guess who's in for John Scalzi? Our friend Wendy Ross. Good morning, Wendy.
Good morning, and you're right, it's fog. It's not you just waking up and going, what happened? It's really fog out there. Dense fog, and we have advisories in effect until about 10 o'clock this morning, and then that fog is about to lift. But what we're looking at right now is visibility is anywhere from 1/4 of a mile to 3/4 of a mile this morning as you're heading out the door. So give yourself a little bit of extra time. We do have that dense fog advisory in effect until 10 o'clock, and then things are going to start to lift. We'll be left with partly cloudy skies, 68 degrees right now. Dew point matches that, 100% humidity. It is like walking into a wet blanket out there, and those winds are coming in out of the southeast. They're still fairly calm, 5 miles per hour, and all along the Suncoast you are seeing the fog. Be careful as you head out the door.
All right, good advice. Thank you, Wendy. Checking first alert traffic right now. Pretty clear so far today in Manatee County, so just take it slowly on the roads. A lot of that fog Wendy just talked about. Farther south, some slowdowns along the Bayfront northbound as you get past Ringling in Maine. Also Clark in the westbound lane around Cattleman and Honore. And then farther south, we'll check that final map and see all clear at 6:02 on your Thursday morning.
Our top story this hour, we're learning more about the harsh conditions of those California wildfires.
The wind is driving the blaze toward busy areas now. It's already destroyed over 200 homes and forced evacuations of tens of thousands of residents near Los Angeles.
New from overnight, the California wildfire threat exploding. From the air, this intense wall of flames in Ventura County.
Wow, look at this.
The Skirball fire in Los Angeles County also moving fast, impacting the busy 405 freeway. A hellish commute for drivers caught by surprise, literally sitting next to burning hillsides.
This was really frightening. There are a lot of homes here.
The fire has already taken out several multi-million-dollar homes in Bel Air. 350 firefighters on the ground. ABC's Matt Gutman right there.
That house is completely engulfed, and the smoke coming out is noxious. It's like breathing in tear gas. There's a helicopter overhead now. It's dropping water right now, so it might get wet.
Thousands of homes are in the threat zone in Southern California, sparking mandatory evacuations. In Ventura, 90,000 acres burned. People returned to find their houses reduced to rubble.
I have a 16-year-old son, and it's a house he grew up in, so it's hard for him, but he has a good attitude.
Those whose homes were spared now pitching in to help their neighbors.
I'm grateful we have our home, but I'm very sad for my neighbors and the way my neighbors look, and it's just horrible.
In some areas, fire officials say those Santa Ana winds reaching 70 miles per hour. Some relief expected by the weekend. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, Washington.
Those thick blankets of smoke from the wildfires are even visible from space. This photo captured by NASA's Terra satellite shows large plumes of smoke streaming into the Pacific Ocean. You can also see smaller smoke plumes from the creek and the Rye fires as well.
Developing overnight, Minnesota Senator Al Franken is expected to resign his seat today. More than 3 dozen senators, including Republican and Democratic leaders, have called on Franken to step down after 2 more women came forward yesterday. That brings the total up to 8 women who have accused the senator of sexual misconduct. Should he resign, sources say Minnesota Governor Mark Dayton is considering appointing the state's lieutenant governor to Franken's seat. President Trump says a government shutdown could happen as soon as Saturday. The president held a cabinet meeting yesterday to discuss Friday's deadline for a spending bill to fund the government. Congress has until midnight on Friday to approve a short-term spending package to keep the government open. Now, for breaking news alerts, you can go to the iPhone and update the App Store at WWSB or at My Suncoast. Android users will get the app updated automatically sent to their phone.
Happening here in Florida, new legislation is now being considered by Florida lawmakers to help stop younger drivers from texting while driving. Under legislation backed by House Speaker Richard Corcoran, texting behind the wheel would become a primary traffic offense. The legislation would also allow law enforcement officers to pull over drivers simply if they just see them texting. Currently, texting while driving is a secondary offense, meaning officers can only charge drivers with texting violations during traffic stops for other offenses such as speeding.
We're seeing that it's becoming a really epidemic problem with the under 30 set specifically. You can't drive down the roads now without looking around and seeing somebody who's texting and driving, and so this is huge for the state of Florida in protecting our citizens.
Under the bill, first-time violators would face a $30 fine plus court costs for a non-moving violation.
Back on Capitol Hill, the House voted in favor of making concealed carry permits valid across state lines, and that includes Florida. Florida Commissioner of Agriculture Adam Putnam says it's a historic day for law-abiding gun owners. He also said it's an affirmation that our constitutional right to keep and bear arms doesn't end when we leave our home state. Florida currently operates the nation's largest concealed weapons licensing program with nearly 2 million active licenses and has reciprocity with 36 other states.
The number of patients in Florida's medical marijuana registry continues to rise, and health experts say despite a few hiccups, medical marijuana treatment clinics are doing their best to comply with state law. The Office of Medical Marijuana Use says with certain legal hurdles out of the way, ID cards should start being available to be mass printed by mid-February. And the timing from application to receipt of an ID card shouldn't be more than 1 week. Until now, patients have complained about months-long delays in getting the cards, which are required before they can purchase marijuana products from state-sanctioned dispensaries after doctors have ordered the treatment.
It's a new industry. There are we take an initial approach of my approach as a regulator is it's educational, where we work with these MMTCs to ensure they're aware of the regulation, what the laws are, and then come down if we need to.
Nearly 60,000 people are now eligible to receive cannabis in the state, and an average of 180 patients are added by physicians to the registry every day.
Well, this might be the strangest story of the day. From Polk County, the mayor of Davenport was arrested. The mayor was arrested after allegedly using a dead person's disabled parking permit to park at City Hall. This is your mayor, Darlene Bradley. She faces felony charges of using a deceased person's ID. She's also been charged with possessing an altered or counterfeit decal. The sheriff's office says Bradley was videotaped parking in a disabled spot recently, and a search of her home led to the discovery of permits issued to 2 people who have died. The mayor was booked into the Polk County Jail and released on bail.
Runners and thrill seekers, listen up. A brand new event was announced in the Tampa Bay area yesterday. The Armed Forces Families Foundation will be hosting the Skyway 10K run on March 4th of next year. It'll be the first run to be held on the Skyway since it opened in 1987. All the proceeds will go to support military families. The run will begin on I-275 at the rest area just south of the bridge and then end at the rest area on the north side of the bridge. As for drivers, the Skyway's northbound lanes will be closed for the race from 4 a.m. to 10 a.m. that day. Happening here on the Suncoast, a group of local terminally ill children are in for a special surprise this morning.
They'll get a chance to meet Santa Claus and all his helpers ahead of Christmas thanks to an annual tradition. Let's go live to SRQ. Our new reporter Marla Spence joins us with details. Marla, welcome.
Good morning to you, Ray and Stephanie. Thank you so much. You know, this is the place where terminally ill kids will be coming to meet Santa and all his little helpers just in time for Christmas. Now, this is a program which is the 32nd annual event of A Flight to the North Pole, where those kids which are terminally ill and sick will be getting to meet Santa and also tell them what's on their wish list this morning. Now, you're taking a look at video from last year's event. Now, Flight to the North Pole started back in 1985 by a group of Eastern Airline flight attendants. More than 3 decades later, the group continues to work and put smiles on the faces of terminally ill kids. Now today, the Manatee County Sheriff's Office, Sarasota Bradenton Airport Fire Department, and several other local businesses will be assisting in today's event. Now, today's Flight to the North Pole will be starting at 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock this afternoon, but it is closed to the public and it's only open to those kids and their families. Reporting live at Star Q, I'm Marla Spence for ABC7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you, Marla. Good to have you here, and a great story out there at the airport.
It is. I love that. Some positive things happening this holiday season around the area.
Saw some fog out there as well. Details on that from Wendy.
Oh my goodness, the dense fog is around, and it's going to be with us for most of the morning hours. And especially if you're heading out the door this morning, you need to give yourself a little bit of extra time because our visibilities are really, really reduced.
More on Wendy's forecast and also first alert traffic. And coming up as well, now that President Trump has recognized Jerusalem as Israel's capital, what does that mean for people in that conflicted region?
We'll hear from several refugees and what they think this could mean for the future of the Middle East when we return.
Here's a live shot outside our window.
Still foggy out.
Fog right now in the Rosemary District. Wendy's forecast is straight ahead.
You can help make the wishes of Suncoast children and seniors come true this holiday season. I'm Scott Dennis.
And I'm Jacqueline Matter. Join ABC7 and share your good fortune by becoming a Salvation Army Angel.
Just stop by ABC7 or Sunset Kia in Sarasota, Bradenton, or Venice and pick up an Angel Tree gift tag. It will tell you what a local child or senior citizen is wishing for this holiday season.
From ABC7, thank you for your generosity and happy holidays.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today at our new kitchen and bath cabinetry locations.
I heard about the Detoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Detoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Detoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-628-1251, 800-628-1251.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
Have a great holiday. Happy holidays from ABC7.
This is what it looks like right outside our camera studios right now. You can see what we're looking at, and it is not your brain. This is actually what it looks like outside. So don't try to fix anything. We are looking at dense fog across the area with visibilities now of 1/4 of a mile to 3/4 of a mile across the region. So you just have to give yourself some extra time because it is like pea soup out there at this hour. We have a dense fog advisory in effect until 10 o'clock this morning, and it's in effect for all of this area that you see in gray on the map. And we do have some wet weather that is developing over the northern part of the state right now. And these showers are falling right along a frontal system that is eventually going to make its way across our region. But right now we don't have the rains developing here. We are looking at some showers located offshore, but our rain comes later in the day with about a 20% chance of showers in the forecast. So the showers right now are falling all along this front that's just draped across the northern part of the state. We have low pressure moving along it. That will help to bring about some of the wet weather that we're expecting to see a little bit later on today. And this is what it's going to look like over the next couple of days. We're going to see partly cloudy skies across our region once the fog lifts at around 10 o'clock this morning. And then we've got that frontal band that's situated across the southeast from the Atlantic, across the northern parts of Florida, and heading out here into the Gulf of Mexico with a couple of low pressure points that are going to be moving along that front, helping to create some of the showers that we'll see later on today. So this front is going to stay pretty much stationary for the rest of today through tomorrow, and then eventually it starts to make its move by Saturday. And so on Saturday morning, we're going to see the heaviest amounts of rain. That will develop during the overnight time period Friday, throughout the morning hours on Saturday, and the heaviest rains will be with us on Saturday morning. And then this whole system clears out and leaves us with some beautiful conditions for the weekend. But cold weather is on the way. So if you've been waiting for it, it's eventually going to get here. It's just going to take a couple of days to do so. But that jet stream now is helping to usher in this colder weather farther down to the south and over the eastern sections of the country. And it eventually is going to be moving on into our area. So that's what we're going to be seeing over the next couple of days. Right now, we are looking at temperatures that are in the upper 60s. The winds are fairly calm out of the southeast at around 5 miles per hour. And all across our viewing area with the dense fog, we are looking at temperatures in the upper 60s right now. We'll be warming up today to a high of about 78 degrees. Ray and Stephanie.
All right, thank you, Wendy. Checking the roads right now. First off, in Manatee County, a little build up there on State Road 70 just west of 301 for a change, heading eastbound. Otherwise pretty clear in Manatee County. Checking farther south down to Sarasota County. A little blip there on Clark Road in the eastbound lane around Beneva. Otherwise pretty clear. And South County map, not bad. Just take it slowly out there in light of the fog that Wendy just mentioned.
It is 6:17. Nearly 500,000 Palestinians live as second-class citizens in refugee camps, hoping to someday return.
So what is their reaction to President Trump's decision to recognize Jerusalem as the new capital of Israel? Reporter Ben Wiedemann has a story.
Jerusalem is less than 150 miles from Beirut's Shatila Palestinian refugee camp. Reminders of the holy city are on the walls, as are the faces of their heroes past. But for the thousands who call the camp home, the uproar over President Trump's decision to recognize Jerusalem as Israel's capital is a world away. 92-year-old Abdullah Talib shows me a hatchet, he says, was left behind by Lebanese Christian militiamen who slaughtered hundreds of Palestinian civilians here in September 1982, allowed into the camp by Israeli troops. Abdullah's anger is focused not on the Israelis or the Americans, but rather on Arab leaders who loudly profess support for the Palestinians' claim to Jerusalem, then do nothing. All the Arab states are traitors, he says. They're all the same, traitors. The first generation of refugees is dying out. The camp teems with children, the latest generation of refugees. Most of the inhabitants of this refugee camp never stepped foot in Palestine, and given the failure of all attempts to solve the issue, probably never will. Palestinian refugees in Lebanon are at best second-class citizens, most restricted to living in ramshackle camps like this, barred from a variety of professions. With no solution in sight, this bleak existence is their lot for the foreseeable future. Against the odds, the dream of return lives on in the heart of 77-year-old Ahmed Hadid. Until Judgment Day, I will wait, he says, and I will tell my children and my grandchildren our land is Palestine. The location of the American embassy in Israel won't make much difference to the people here. It's a minor detail. Ben Wiedemann, CNN, Shatila Refugee Camp, Beirut.
Still heading Good Morning to Suncoast. She went on a date through the Tinder social media app, and now she's dead.
We're going to tell you what they found and why police in Nebraska are now holding 2 people in custody. Right after this one, Good Morning Suncoast continues.
Here's a live shot of the White House at 6:20 this morning. Big attention there right now in light of a possible government shutdown.
Yes, that is right. Could be happening as soon as Saturday, according to President Trump. So lots going on there today in Washington.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC 7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
Naomi, my California closet designer, has been my partner in crime. She was genuinely fun to work with. We have had a ball collaborating on the 8 units that we have done in our home. The closets in the house are great, but the den is what everyone comments on when they walk in the house. And it's so beautiful. They say, whoa, who did that? And I said, it's California Closets. My name is Melissa, and this is my California Closets story.
Attention type 2 diabetics. The FDA warns of an increased risk of amputation associated with certain diabetes medications. If you took the diabetes medications Invokana or Invokamet and then suffered an amputation or one of these other serious injuries, call the Rely On group right now. If you've suffered amputation or any of these injuries after taking your diabetes medication, call the Rely On group today. You may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. The FDA has recently warned about an increased risk of leg and foot amputations associated with the use of certain diabetic medications such as Invokana and Invokamet. If you or a loved one took the diabetes medications Invokana or Invokamet and then suffered an amputation, ketoacidosis, kidney failure, or even death, call the Rely On group now. We are here to help you get the justice you deserve. You may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-355-8205. That's 800-355-8205.
Choral Artists of Sarasota presents Too Hot to Handle. Add an electric spark to your holiday season with the return of this joyful gospel reinvention of Handel's Messiah. Shout hallelujah and get ready for a roof-raising performance featuring an ensemble of 100 singers, plus exceptional musicians and outstanding soloists, including Amy Jo Connors and members of the West Coast Black Theater Troupe. Sunday, December 10th, 7:30 p.m. at the Van Wezel. Tickets and info are at choralartistsarasota.org.
Hi, I'm Janelle Hale, founder and CEO of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. No one should face breast cancer alone. When I was diagnosed 36 years ago, there was no internet, and I had to make a decision with little information. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. To learn what every woman needs to know about breast cancer, visit nbcf.org/hope.
Army National Guard soldiers serve to give back to their country and their community. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for benefits such as health and life insurance, education benefits, and retirement and VA home loan benefits. Visit nationalguard.com to learn more.
Here's a live picture in Southern California. Massive wildfires continuing to burn there.
That is right. Hundreds of homes that have been burned down in that case. And firefighters have another difficult job to tend to today.
Yeah, 200 homes and evacuations. It's a really busy area there, not too far from Los Angeles.
That is right. That is right.
Here's our social media page in case you can write to us. Check out the Facebook page. You might see a picture of Stephanie with our new reporter, Marla.
That's right. Marla just started today. We decided to dress alike yesterday just for fun. Exactly alike.
You're really close already.
Right.
Check out that picture at Ray Collins, ABC 7, also John Scalzi's page. We'll add your page perhaps next week.
That's right. That's right. I like that. I like that. Well, good morning to you. It is 6:24 this morning. Police believe they found the body of 24-year-old Sydney Loof. She's a young woman who died after going on a Tinder date.
Yeah, very sad. ABC's Candace Gibson has the latest developments.
In this morning's GMA First Look, a family and community mourning the loss of 24-year-old Sydney Loof, who went missing after a date with a woman she met on Tinder. Now her date, Bailey Boswell, and roommate, Aubrey Trail, being called persons of interest by police.
We believe that Aubrey Trail and Bailey Boswell were two of the last people to have known to been with Sydney prior to her disappearance.
Authorities combing through evidence looking for Boswell and Trail, who allegedly left town after Sydney's disappearance.
We thought it was time we had our say.
She asked me to drop her off at a friend's house, so I did so. I gave her my number. I haven't heard from her since.
Digital clues leading authorities to what they believe to be Loof's body.
We do believe that there is evidence of foul play.
We'll have much more on the investigation coming up at 7 a.m. with your GMA First Look. I'm Candace Gibson, ABC News, New York.
If you're looking for the perfect holiday gift for someone special to you, give a gift that will be truly appreciated. The Omaha Steaks Favorite Gift Package. It's filled with $232 worth of great food for just $59.99. That's 74% off only on this special holiday offer. The people on your nice list will receive 4 tender, mouth-watering filet mignons, 4 extra thick boneless pork chops, 4 premium boneless chicken breasts, 4 classic juicy Omaha Steaks burgers, 4 stuffed baked potatoes, and 4 caramel apple tartlets. Your order will be delivered straight to your home or the destination of your choice, so you can give this wonderful gift to anybody on your holiday list. As a special holiday gift from us to you, if you order right now, we'll include 4 additional Omaha Steaks burgers free. That's 8 total. You get it all. Omaha Steaks Favorite Gift Package, a $232 value for just $59.99. Give everyone a gift they can appreciate. Give them the Favorite Gift Package from Omaha Steaks today.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
I'm calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday. And I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her so I could call and thank them. And she's doing fine. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
When you fall and cannot get up, an accident can turn into a tragedy. But with Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast.
Life Alert saves a person from a catastrophe every 10 minutes.
Life Alert is a lifesaver. If it weren't for Life Alert, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-652-3012. That's 1-800-652-3012. Call now, 1-800-652-3012. For a free brochure, call 1-800-652-3012.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 70.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
There was this big bruise on my friend's face. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think her own nephew could have hit her.
I didn't want to see it. My mother's bank account was emptied, and a caregiver had taken control of it.
I didn't want to see it. My father's refrigerator. There was hardly anything in it. That's unusual for him.
It's tough to see that a senior citizen is being abused, physically, emotionally, sexually, or financially.
Elder abuse is a crime.
So see the signs. Stop the crimes.
Have a great holiday.
Happy holidays from ABC 7.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, 2 former Sarasota doctors are behind bars. We're going to tell you what they're being accused of doing.
Plus, a high-tech way for the school district to connect with parents. We'll tell you about last night's digital town hall in Sarasota County.
And a quick-thinking fisherman is being called a hero after jumping off the Venice fishing pier to save a sea turtle. But not everyone is happy he took the plunge. Those stories and more right now on Good Morning Suncoast.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Oh, look at it. It's a foggy morning out there today. It is like pea soup, as we've been talking all morning. Be careful. Give yourself some extra time, especially this morning on this commute. Good morning. I'm Stephanie Webb.
I got to wipe the lens out there. A little foggy, huh?
Yeah, it is foggy this morning. It is not cleared up just yet. Not even close.
Love your sound effects, by the way.
I do a lot of sound effects. Yeah, I like the traffic on that one.
All right, let's get to the weather now. John is off for a few days. Here's Wendy Ross. Hi, Wendy.
It is like being on a London movie set, isn't it? I mean, we are looking at that dense fog, only giving us about a quarter to maybe 3/4 of a mile of visibility this morning. So as you're heading out the door, you need to give yourself a little bit of extra time. You can see all of the area now that is affected at this point, and we do have this advisory that's going to stay in effect until 10 o'clock this morning, and then the fog will begin to lift, and we're going to be left with partly cloudy skies for the rest of the day. 68 degrees for us right now. Dew point is also at 68 degrees, and the humidity 100%. We are saturated out there with those winds coming in out of the southeast at around 5 miles per hour. And all of our viewing area looking at temperatures in the upper 60s, all of us experiencing the fog. For today's forecast, though, there's a 20% chance of rain late in the day, a temperature high of 77 degrees.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, Wendy. Checking first alert traffic. Some building volume now in Manatee County around 15th Street East and Cortez, so be aware of that right now. And that fog also is a big story this morning. Checking farther south now, you'll see some issues there on University in both directions, around Tuttle and Honore in either direction. Also Clark Road in the eastbound lane. So nothing major to report, but the fog, of course, blankets the area. Otherwise, pretty clear South County at 6:32 on your Thursday morning.
Topping our news this half hour, a former Sarasota orthopedist and one of his employees learned their fate from a U.S. district judge yesterday.
This after an undercover investigation back in 2015. The Drug Enforcement Administration raided the Gulf Shore Pain and Wellness Center. They arrested Dr. Fred Turner and his office manager, Rosetta Canada. The two now face up to 12 years in federal prison for conspiring to dispense controlled substances, as well as conspiring to smuggle an alien into the U.S.
And a Manatee County Sheriff's deputy received a special award from Governor Rick Scott yesterday. Deputy Willie Finkley was awarded the Governor's Medal of Heroism at a Florida cabinet meeting in Tallahassee. Back in August, the deputy was off duty at the time on a motorcycle ride with his wife when he saw smoke coming from a car on the side of Moccasin Wallow Road. He stopped and found the passengers trapped inside. So he had his wife call 911, and after he was unable to open the doors to the car, he used his gun to shoot a hole in the left rear window. Now he climbed inside. He removed the female passenger. The driver, thankfully, was able to climb out of the vehicle on his own. Shortly after they escaped, the car caught fire, and thanks to the deputy, the couple escaped unharmed.
Punta Gorda says their annual air show last October helped their economy take off a bit. Research suggests the 3-day event generated over $4 million benefiting Charlotte County, as well as businesses and citizens. The event drew 35,000 people. It has been around now for over 30 years in Charlotte County.
All right, some very good. We've got some headlines for you coming up this morning. Lots of good stuff going on in the area as well. We've got some good stories that are coming up nationally.
That's true.
As well, that's right.
6:34 right now. The Sarasota County School District once again connected with parents in a high-tech way last night.
I like this. Our Rick Adams has more on the district's digital town hall event.
Well, this is a way for the school district to connect with folks all from the comfort of their homes. A lot of very important topics were discussed. The wave of the future for the Sarasota County School District is now here. Instead of having folks come to the school board building, the district brought the information to them through a digital town hall meeting Wednesday night, which was broadcast live on their website, Facebook Live, and the educational channel.
It allows our viewers to interact in the medium that they're most comfortable with or is most convenient for them.
Officials from the school district did field many questions from the viewers during the hour-long town hall. School board chair Bridget Ziegler is thrilled that the school district is doing something like this.
We're always trying to expand and think of different ways to engage the community and make sure we consistently have two-way communication. That's a great way to strengthen our district.
Half of this digital town hall focused on school safety and security, while the other half was dedicated to topics such as teacher negotiations and academics. School safety has made its way into the spotlight in recent months when a student was arrested for bringing a gun to school. Officials say this forum helps get the word out, especially on this issue.
And anytime we have the opportunity to communicate with the community, particularly the parents groups, but the broader community as well, they are a part of our system of safety security. And so the more interaction we have with them, the more opportunity we have to keep our district safe.
And the Sarasota County School District says they are planning on hosting more of these digital town halls. The next one is scheduled to take place this coming March. Reporting from Sarasota, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Well, a good day for some children in Sarasota County who are terminally ill. They're going to have a special treat. They're going to see Santa Claus today at the Sarasota Bradenton International Airport.
That is right. And of course, you get a chance to meet, they're going to get the chance to meet Santa and all their little helpers ahead of the Christmas holiday, thanks to an annual tradition. ABC 7's Marla Spence joins us live right now from SRQ with more. Marla, how's it going out there?
Good morning to you, Stephanie and Ray. You know, it's going great out here. It's a little foggy, but you know, that's not going to mess up today's event for some terminally ill kids here on the Suncoast. Now, this is where those kids will come out to SRQ for a flight for the North Pole, and that's where they'll be meeting Santa and all his little helpers, like you said, for this year's event. Now, you're taking a look at video of last year's event, and this is where kids will be getting an inside look of Santa's workshop, which is at the fire station here at SRQ, where children will sit on Santa and Mrs. Claus's lap and tell them their wish list this year. And the best part of this event is that those kids get to walk away with gifts from Santa himself. Now, this event is closed to the public, but it's open to those terminally ill kids and also their families. That event is expected to start at 10 o'clock this morning and wrap up at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Live at SRQ, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Marla. Good stuff going on. Happening tonight, the state wants your feedback on bigger medians on US 301 between Fruitville and 10th Street. FDOT will hold an open house at 5:30 tonight at the SRQ Media Studio in the City Hall Annex, followed by a formal 6:30 meeting. Now, the hearing will discuss the installation of restrictive medians from Fruitville Road to 10th Street. Some other proposals include drainage improvements between Ringling Boulevard and Main Street and curb ramp upgrades at the Ringling Boulevard and Main Street intersections to bring them into compliance with the Americans with Disabilities Act. The $600,000 project is set to kick off next winter. And remember, for this news and the other, the local and breaking news, you guys can download the updated version of our app. Now, if you've got an iPhone, you are going to need to go and update that as well. All you have to do is look for WWSV or ABC7 or My Suncoast. Now, if you've got an Android, that's easy. You are going to get that update automatically in that case.
A budget shortfall may lead to decreased county services at several city parks in Sarasota. County Administrator Tom Harmer sent a letter to the cities of Venice, Sarasota, and Northport saying the county may stop maintaining several county parks within those cities. Right now, the county does maintenance like lawn mowing and helping at the parks through an interlocal agreement. But the county may stop that as it looks to cut expenses. The maintenance may fall onto the cities if the county is unable to continue that service. A new option for parents and grandparents. The city of Venice has a new train-themed playground. It's at Legacy Park on East Venice Avenue. The shaded area features a climbing wall and swings for the kids. The funding came from the Venice Service District Park Impact Fees and the Florida Department of Assistance Grant Program.
And a quick-thinking fisherman is being hailed a hero after some pretty interesting actions. Jumped off the Venice fishing pier to save a sea turtle. The turtle got hooked by a fishing line and couldn't get away. The fisherman jumped in and wrestled with the turtle, eventually freeing it from the hook and the fishing line. Now, while the turtle was freed, experts at Moat Marine say jumping into the water was incredibly dangerous, and they don't recommend doing it. They said you should instead try and get the animal to move toward the beach and then call Moat Marine hotline to help. Witnesses say they did try to get the turtle to the beach, but it just wasn't cooperating in that case.
That is shark-infested water. These are wild animals. The best thing to do is let a trained individual like our staff go ahead and look at the turtle.
Fortunately, the man wasn't injured in that case, and the sea turtle was able to swim away.
A heartwarming reunion for a New York National Guard rescue worker and a homeless puppy from St. Croix. In October, Nate's Honor Animal Rescue in Lakewood Ranch received 24 homeless dogs and cats displaced by Hurricane Maria. Among those animals was a litter of puppies that have been found and cared for by soldiers from the New York State National Guard. They were deployed to assist the Virgin Island Police. One rescue worker right here quickly formed a bond with one of the puppies and vowed that when she returned to New York State, she would give this puppy a home. Well, 5.5 weeks later, the puppy has been flown to Florida and is now getting prepared to go home to New York with its new owner.
It was difficult for them emotionally with all the travel and all the stress of losing their homes and all of that kind of stuff. It was kind of difficult for them to warm up to us at first, but health-wise, they were in good shape. It's amazing. It doesn't take long to fall in love, I guess we have found out, especially when it's puppies. And it really says that, you know, people will go to great lengths to give an abandoned puppy a home.
Now, the good news is 16 of the 24 dogs and cats rescued have now found permanent forever homes.
Today marks the 76th anniversary of the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor, and Northport's American Veterans Chapter will host a remembrance ceremony later this morning. After a prayer and posting of the colors, Merchant Marine and World War II veteran Arthur Card will share his experiences of the attack. The public is then invited to a free lunch with the ceremony participants. It'll take place at Post 312, located at 7050 Chancellor Boulevard, around 11 o'clock this morning.
Nice to hear from our greatest generation.
Absolutely. The day that will live in infamy.
Oh my gosh, yes. Oh my gosh, yes. Well, today hopefully is not going to be a day of infamy for those of you driving around.
Great segues.
It is so bad out there. It's really, the visibility has really been drastically reduced down to about 1/4 mile in some cases and 1/2 mile in others. So if you're heading out the door, give yourself a little bit of extra time this morning.
That is right. Thanks, Wendy. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, the latest in your Suncoast First Alert traffic and a dramatic road rage shooting caught on camera by a Texas news crew.
We'll tell you where it happened and tell you how that crew is doing this morning when we come back.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, AND services.com.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just 1/4 mile north of University Parkway.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089. Let me introduce you to the ultimate Florida window. Do you feel safer with this or this? You'll be proud too.
Buy more, save more. Volume discounts on 4 or more windows.
From meeting curious lemurs to feeding big cats and hosing down rhinos, there's never a dull moment. And sometimes these amazing animals chime in.
Watch Animal Outtakes every week on ABC 7.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
It is foggy outside. There's nothing wrong with your screen. You can see that this is what's going on just outside of our studios and all along the Suncoast. We are looking at dense fog, and as a result, dense fog advisories have been put into effect, and they're going to stay in effect until about 10 o'clock this morning. We're expecting that fog to lift and leave us with partly cloudy skies for the rest of the day and warm temperatures. The cold weather has not made it through yet. So we've got the cold front to our north, and we are looking at a couple of showers moving and riding along that frontal system. But that front's going to stay there for the next couple of days. It's really not moving very much. And along the west coast of Florida, we've got the fog right now, but no rain has developed so far for us. We're going to see the possibility of some showers developing a little bit later on today, with a 20% chance in our forecast. But right now, things are quiet as far as the rain is concerned. But as we broaden out, you can see how it stretches from Texas all the way across the Gulf Coast states, the northern sections of Florida, and then out into the Atlantic. And that's where that frontal band is. And of course, behind it is all that cooler weather that we've been talking about for days. You know it's coming, and it is going to be, but it is not going to happen today or tomorrow. Today and tomorrow, we're still going to see our temperatures in the upper 70s and 80s across the region. So we've got a low pressure system moving along that front. That will help to set up the showers that we're going to be seeing a little bit later on today. And again, the front just sort of sits here for the next couple of days. But by Saturday, we're going to start to see things move across our area. And Saturday morning, we can expect to see during the overnight time period of Friday night and into Saturday morning is when we're going to see those showers coming on through. A 60 to 70% chance of rain is in the forecast for Friday night and Saturday morning, and then things are going to be clearing out very, very nicely. So right now, we've got the front situated across the northern parts of Florida. It's going to stay here. We've got that low pressure system riding along the front. That will help to generate some showers for us later on today. And that cold weather is going to be sliding on in here. So the cold weather, for those of you who want to put on some boots, to wear your jackets, to wear a couple of sweaters, this is going to be your weather coming up. But today, you can still wear the flip-flops. You can still be comfortable. Wear some shorts. It's not going to be a problem. But that cold weather is going to be moving on in. And this is what we can expect over the next couple of days. Be prepared for some cooler weather in time for this weekend, right?
Change in the way. Thank you, Wendy. Let's check the traffic right now. Some increasing volume on State Road 64, also known as Manatee Avenue, in both directions there, west of downtown. Also Cortez, some action there. University Parkway showing some congestion in and out of Lakewood Ranch, east of the interstate. Also, you'll notice 41 southbound down by Stickney Point Road, real slow down there. Farther south, nothing much to report now at 6:48 on your Thursday morning.
In this hour's Health Smart, just days after rival Aetna announced a merger with CVS Health, the nation's biggest health insurer is spending nearly $5 billion to buy hundreds of clinics across the country. United Health Group says they plan on buying the DaVita Medical Group in a cash deal expected to close next year. The DaVita Medical Group runs nearly 300 primary and specialty care clinics across the U.S. Health insurers have been pushing deeper into managing or providing patient care in order to cut costs and improve health, especially for those with chronic conditions.
caught on camera an unbelievable shootout just feet away from a news crew in Houston. Watch this now. A rear-end collision quickly became much more than a minor accident. Road rage escalated to a gun duel there in Houston. The camera went on to record the standoff. Officers took cover behind cars. They moved to arrest the men eventually. A woman nearby was grazed by a bullet and later taken for treatment. Fortunately, nobody else was injured in this broad daylight shootout. Shoplifters in New Jersey caught on camera stealing merchandise. Watch now as the thieves make it to the parking lot and try to peel out, but not before dragging a security guard as they sped. There they are. The security guard suffered a concussion trying to stop them, and police are still searching for the robbers. A man in Texas arrested after leading police on a slow speed chase. Police say 29-year-old Edwin Rodriguez refused orders to pull over. Chase lasted 10 miles, reached speeds of 20 miles an hour. Police eventually shot the driver with a non-lethal projectile. Police say he stole equipment earlier in the day. Up next, we'll update the day's top local news headlines and one woman with a collection like you've never seen before, just in time for the holidays.
That's right. We're going to tell you where she got hundreds of nativity scenes and just how long it took to collect them all right after this when Good Morning Suncoast continues.
Here's a peek outside the window. That is hard to believe, the fog we are seeing right now.
So thick out there today. Leave early, leave early. Can't say that enough.
It's the holiday sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKX Sport Utility for $349 per month, or Lincoln's flagship, the 2017 Continental, for $449 per month. We have a great selection of certified pre-owned Lincolns. These vehicles have warranties up to 100,000 miles and come with complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury. Winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Suncoast since 1978. We are located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
So I never had closet systems before. Our designer, Bridget, was able to listen and ask the right questions, taking our ideas and making them happen. We were totally satisfied from beginning to end. I knew the California Closets would help me with every aspect of the design process, and they delivered 100%. My name is Teresa, and this is my California Closet story.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
The perfect musical for the holidays is live on the Players Center stage. Packed with the big band sounds from World War II, the 1940s Radio Hour is our boogie woogie bugle boy answer to the holiday blues. Call the Players Center at 365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. The Players Wild Broadway series wishes you a Merry Christmas with the 1940s Radio Hour.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Give kisses. Good kisses. You heard how loud
I know, I
was.
heard. It wasn't you.
Yeah.
It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blog, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Have a great holiday.
happy holidays from ABC 7.
Looks like whiteout conditions.
It really does.
Like I'm back in Buffalo right now during a blizzard.
It does. Looks like a Michigan blizzard and a Buffalo blizzard out there, but it is not. It is fog, and there still is an advisory until about 10 o'clock this morning. Now, here are some of the top stories that we are following for you on the Suncoast today.
A Venice man jumped off the pier to save a loggerhead sea turtle who'd gotten tangled in a fishing hook. A small crowd cheered as Austin Selby came back to shore.
Plus, it's dangerous and distracting. There are new changes in the law being proposed when it comes to texting while driving to make it a primary offense.
And Manatee County's Willie Taggart says it's a dream job. Now it's official. He's the new head coach of the Florida State football team. Checking first alert traffic right now. Here's a broad brush view of the area. Nothing major to report right now. I shouldn't see any real problems, but do take it slowly in light of the fog that is right now blanketed the area. And now for a final check of the weather forecast, here's Wendy Ross.
Well, we will have the fog with us until about 10 o'clock this morning, and we are looking at that advisory finally to begin to lift. And we're going to be left with partly cloudy skies. The rain stays to the north. We're not expecting those showers until later on this afternoon, about a 20% chance of rain. Highs back up near 80.
Finally, a California woman has a unique collection of over 800 nativity sets. Tony Conway spent a month setting up her home so hundreds of people can walk through and see. Her love of the nativity scenes began 56 years ago. Every nativity decoration is clearly marked and recorded in her journal, where she marks it if it was a gift or whether she bought it for herself. That sounds like a lot of stuff.
That is not a lot of stuff. That is a lot of memories and a lot of great stories. I bet you that each part of that collection has a great story behind it. Where she got it, maybe who bought it for her.
I always think about the storage. Oh, that's the pragmatic in me.
Me too.
You guys are so practical.
Sorry, guilty. There's our tower cam shot. Stay safe on the roads today, folks.
That is right. Good Morning America is up next.